class. This lecture is for Module 14, which is the second module on Microsoft PowerPoint. Let's see, while we're changing slides. The module objectives are how to add pictures, how to add sound, adding video, setting slide transitions and timing to a PowerPoint presentation, how to animate slide objects, use speaker notes, and the notes page view, print handouts, and the notes pages. And we're also going to talk about how to design an effective presentation. So in Microsoft PowerPoint, adding a picture or an image, as it sometimes is called, it could also be a shape, a piece of clip art, or some type of illustration used in a graphics app. All of those things can be added on the Insert tab. You'll simply go to the Insert tab in Microsoft PowerPoint, Pictures, Shapes, Smart Art. Any of those items you would click, or Online Pictures. You can use those shortcuts to insert any of those objects, what we're calling an object, into Microsoft PowerPoint. So for example, let's say I'm going to insert, this is since I'm presenting from Microsoft PowerPoint and also teaching Microsoft or lecturing Microsoft PowerPoint, we're going to insert a new slide here to give an example of what some of these items might look like. Alright, so if I wanted to insert a online picture, I could click Online Picture. A search engine box would pop up, and it is working on that now. So while we wait, this should pop up. Usually Bing search engine, here it is, and the reason why it's Bing is because that's a Microsoft search engine. So let's just say we want to insert an image of a campfire. Okay, so let's see, we were talking about a campfire. We look for an image of a campfire. We type it in, press enter. Takes a second for the image to load. So here's the image. We're going to go with this image right here, and we're going to insert it. And in just a second, it will insert the image. Alright, so there's our image. So once we have the image inserted into the PowerPoint presentation, we can click that image or that object. You can see we have the resizing handles around the edge, so we can click and drag the corner in to resize. We can click and drag the image around and move it wherever we want. If we want it in the top left hand corner, we can put it there. If we want it in the middle, we can put it there. Bottom right hand corner, we can put it there. So we can move it however we want. If we want to crop this image, notice that when I have the image selected, you have the Picture Tools Format tab available to you. That's because the image is selected. If the image is not selected, you will not have that Picture Tools tab available to you. So anytime we work with an image or an object, we want to make sure that it is selected. So we've got the image selected here, and let's say we want to crop out some of this image along the side so we get just more of the fire and not the background color. There we go. We've cropped a portion of it out. You can do that with any image, and that's how you insert an image. Similar procedure if you're inserting pictures. The difference between Online Pictures and Pictures is going to help you, and you can see, as the screen tip says, insert pictures from your computer or from other computers that you're connected to. Online Picture would be something off the web. A shape would be a shape out of Microsoft Office. So there's a lot of different things that you can insert. Okay. So back to our lecture slide. We demonstrated how to insert that image. We had to crop or cut off portions of a picture. We did that. I'll show you how to remove the picture background, and then we also use the cropping handles on each corner and each side to let you reduce the size of the picture. Okay, so let's go back and look at how to remove the background image. So you can see in the first item we have is the option to remove background. So we're going to click remove background, and it's going to process, and in just a second it will take, it'll give us this box. We're going to click off and OK. Now you can see that it removed the background, it removed the black color. So now we have what should look like a fire. Although now that we've removed the background, I'm not sure that we can tell what that really is. That could pass for maybe a tree stump. That could pass for a lot of different things. But the point is that you do have the option to remove the background on images if you're formatting them or editing them in Microsoft PowerPoint. Okay, so that was how to add pictures. Adding sound is going to be a very similar process. You would go to the Insert tab, Audio on my PC, or you can even record audio. If you click Audio on my PC, it'll open up a dialog box, and you would browse to any audio recordings. And eventually that box will pop open in just a second. I've got several things running on my laptop, so it may take a second. And you would then browse to the audio clip that you want, and then you would insert it into the PowerPoint presentation. So you would select one just like you would select any other file. I don't have any audio clips that I can demonstrate with, but you get the gist. You just select the audio clip, insert. It'll insert the audio clip into the PowerPoint presentation, and it will have similar options to edit and format like any other object that we're inserting into Microsoft PowerPoint. And you can see that it can be sounds can include short sound effects or complete musical selections. It's up to you, and then sounds can be moved or modified as you see fit to fit your presentation. Alright, let's see. Adding video, very similar. If we wanted to add video, you can embed a video file from your computer or from an online resource into your presentation, and then you can use the features on the Video Tools Playback tab to adjust how and when the video plays during a slideshow. So you could go again to the Insert tab, Video, Online Video, or Video on my PC. You would select one of the two, insert it, and then once you've inserted that video, at that point you could set the playback tab. You could use the playback tab to adjust when and how the video plays during the slideshow. So it could be on command, on click, and when the slide transitions, however you wish. Okay. Let's see. Table 14-1 in your textbook talks about inserting media objects using the Insert tab. So we've covered these already, but we'll go over them one more time. To add an image from your computer, from the images group, you just use the Insert Picture command. From a Bing image search, online pictures, we demonstrated that one. Sounds from your computer, we went to audio on my PC, which was here, audio on my PC. We're on the Insert tab already. Video from your computer, very same thing. Video on my PC, right here. And then video from YouTube, video online, and you can browse to YouTube and link a YouTube video and embed it into your presentation. Okay, just a recap of how those commands would work. Let's see, we'll go to the next slide. This gives a visual of what a video would look like embedded into Microsoft PowerPoint. You can see you have a start point marker where the video starts, the end point marker, and this is actually going to be used when you want to trim the video. So, for example, if you have a video on your PC that you want to embed, but you only need a certain portion of it, you can trim the video just to include that selection that you need in your presentation. And you do that by using the trim video dialog box. and then you can insert only the portion of the video that you need, so you don't take up excess space in your presentation. Anytime you add sound or a video to your PowerPoint, it's going to increase the file size of your PowerPoint significantly, so you want to make sure that you only put in the bare minimum information. All right, moving on to slide transitions. So the next couple of items that we're going to talk about: slide transitions, animating slides. So I tell my on-campus class this a lot when I teach this during the normal semester. Transitions and animations are best used sparingly, and you will see what I mean when I demonstrate in just a few minutes. Transitions are a special effect that appears when you change from one slide to the next. An animation is a special effect that is applied to an object on the slide, like text, an image, a chart, things like that. A transition is how the slides transition from one to the next. So I'll give you an example. If I go to transitions on the transitions tab, I've got, let's see, random bars. I'm going to set the random bars effect. We're going to do horizontal, and we are going to, let's see here, that's for slide 10. Slide 11, we're going to use the shape. Slide 12, we're going to do the push. Let's go to the top. Let's do a fade on slide 1. Slide 2, let's do a split. Slide 3, let's do a wipe. Slide 4, let's do reveal. Slide 5, a cut. Slide 6, uncover. 7, we'll click the drop down arrow. Let's click fracture. 8, let's see, let's do a cube. 9, we'll do a split again. And 10, I've already got it. Okay, so I applied a slide transition to every slide. So when we put it into slideshow mode from the beginning, let's watch what happens. Alright, so I've got my first slide up, and I transition to the next slide. Alright, there was the first transition. When I transition from slide 2 to 3, there'll be a different transition. You see it faded away. Alright, slide 3 to 4, you have a quick transition. There's a wipe. Let's see, this is 6 to 7. Adding video, you had the fracture there. There's the cube. There's the split. The random bars, horizontal. The wipe away. The push up. And there was another quick transition. And we're almost to the end of our presentation. So you can see that slide transitions can be effective. They can be useful. The point I wanted to make is, when you're going through a lot of slides and you have a long presentation to make, if you have transitions that take very much time to transition from one to the next, it gets to be a little I guess a little too much for the audience. Probably even more so with animations. Animations are used to animate certain items on a slide. Let's see, for example, we want these to fly in. Let's preview those. So let's take a preview. Alright, so let's go to slideshow mode. We're going to go from current slide on 9 to 10. Alright, now let's watch 1, 2, 3, 4. So when you have several of those types of transitions, it gets to be kind of cumbersome. You wind up waiting on the material to appear on the screen before you can speak. Sometimes you have to press, if you don't have it set on a timer, you have to press, either click your mouse several times or press the down arrow or the right arrow several times to get those animations to walk through the animations. So my point is, transitions, use them sparingly. Animations, use them even more sparingly. Otherwise, you may lose the attention of your audience. Okay, so I showed you how to set transitions. Simply click the slide, click the transition. If you want to advance your slides automatically, you may have noticed when I went into presentation mode that my slides were advancing after 2 seconds. Well, that is set right here. You simply check the after box and then put in the amount of time you want it to advance. If you just want to simply do it on mouse click, you can leave on mouse click checked. You don't have to have both of them checked as long as you have one or the other. Now, one thing about timing is you really don't want to set a timer to a slideshow that you're having to speak to. If you're presenting, you really don't want to use a timer because it may take you longer than you expect to cover a slide, or there may be a question, or who knows what. So you probably want to use the on mouse click if you're presenting, speaking to the slides in a presentation. Now, a situation where you would want to use the timer would be, let's say you own a business. Let's say it's a body shop, and you have a flat screen TV in your or computer monitor, either way, in the lobby of your business, and you're wanting to show some of your work that you've done, your body shop has done, and you have before and after pictures. And you have several before and after pictures, and you want to set those pictures up to run on a loop where they go just non-stop all the time. When the slideshow ends, it can restart. That is a situation where you might want to use a timer. If you're just wanting something to play, randomly, not randomly, but on a timer, that would be a good example. You don't want to use a timer if you have a situation where you're having to talk and speak to the slides, because there may be questions. And the last thing you want to do is for the slide to change. When you're not done, you have to stop, go back up, 1 or 2 slides before, depending on how fast your transitions are. It's just better if you are the one presenting to not use the timer. But it is there if you need it. And that's located on the Transitions tab over here in the timing box. All right, let's see. Talked about transitions. Using master slides. Master slides are similar to a template. You can make design changes to all the slides in your presentation by using the master slide. It contains the layout, determines the elements, and other formatting for a presentation. And every slide in the presentation is based on a master. A slide master has a number of supporting layouts. And to modify a slide master, you click the View tab and then click the Slide Master button. So View tab, Slide Master. So at this point, if we wanted to make changes to the master slide, here's what we would do. You can see there are several different slides available, and if we use one of these formats or layouts, slide layouts, we can make edits to the master version of that slide here. Okay, and then when we're done making those edits, we can click Close Master View. All right. Let's see. So that's pretty straightforward. That's just a way to keep your slides, make edits and changes to the formats of your slide, or the layouts of your slides rather, in one place instead of having to do it to every slide. All right, animate slide objects. We've already talked about this, and it brings, it can bring some interest or some level of interest to your presentation. Yeah, but again, sparingly. If you go through 30 slides and every slide has a transition from one to the next, and then when you transition to the slide, then there's 5 or 6 objects animated on the slide, it'll take a while to get through it. but you can add some visual appeal by animating some objects on your slides. And that again can be done on the Animations tab. You simply select the object, like in this case it would be this text, and we can apply, you know, a float in type of animation. You can see that's what float in looks like. Fly in is a quicker wipe, just wipes up. Appear just appears. Let's see if we want to do a swivel. There's a swivel. You can see how long it takes both of those to appear. So those are animations found on the Animations tab. And then you can also, once you select an animation, you can change the effect. You can have the object that you have added the animation to appear as one object, all at once, by paragraph. Depending on the animation you select, you'll have different options you can apply. Okay. All right, speaker notes. So one thing that might be valuable, particularly to someone who gets nervous while they're speaking in front of a group, is speaker notes. Now you'll notice that I'm in just normal view in PowerPoint. You can see on the View tab, normal is what's selected. That's what you're looking at. If you'll notice down at the bottom, you have click to add notes. So here, you can type in your notes, anything that you want to say. And if you run your presentation while you are presenting in presenter mode, then you will be the only one that sees your notes. How would you do that? Let's see if I can make that happen here. So we would go to slideshow, use presenter view. So let's see, presenter view. Not sure if I can do that with one monitor, but we will try. I'm pretty sure that I'm not going to be able to do that. Let's see if we can use presenter view here. So what you're seeing here, presenter view, is you have a black window that will have the current slide that you're speaking to. The right hand window is the next slide, and underneath and to the right you have options like controls and places for your notes. So that's what presenter view is, and only the presenter can see that. So if you're standing behind a podium presenting and you are using presenter view, then everybody in the room would see something that would look like, let's see, like this. Okay, they would see just the slide, but you would see a slide that you're currently speaking to. You would see the next slide up here, your notes, and then you would have some controls to advance or pause or whatever you would like to do. So that's what presenter view is. So you can type notes in here, use presenter view. You can see those notes so you can remember, or don't have to remember, you can refer to them while you're presenting. Okay? All right. Let's move on to slide 14, using speaker notes and notes page view. So when you're, so there's another reason, more than one reason why you would add notes to your presentation. A lot of times if a presenter is giving a lecture on a particular subject, they may provide a copy of the PowerPoint presentation to the audience. And if they have added any notes to that presentation, they can print that presentation out in a notes page view like the one shown on the screen, and it will not only show the slides, it will also include any notes that have been added to the PowerPoint presentation. In that way, you know, not only does the audience now have your slide, they have your notes, and they have something to refer back to after the presentation is over. So there are several ways to print in Notes view. Actually, you can go to File, Print. Let's see, and I may have to change the view first. Let's see what happens while we're waiting on the print window to pop up. Alright, print. Let's see, full page slides. Let's go to 6 slides. So in this case, or maybe we should do 4 horizontal slides. You would have your slides with any notes that you have. On the presentation will be included under here. Okay, so let's see, quality 9 slides. There's not in this particular instance there's not 9 to share, but you get the idea. Notes would appear under here. You could hand this out to the audience and they can follow along in your presentation while you're speaking to it. Okay, and the last slide, or excuse me, next to last slide, just talks a little bit more about what I just shared. You may want to give a printed copy to your audience so they can use it to take notes. You can print a handout which prints 1 or more slides per page, and you can include blank lines for an audience member to use for notes, or you can print notes pages which contain a thumbnail of each slide plus any speaker notes that you add in the notes pane. Alright, and the final slide, design effective presentations. So what does that mean? Presentations are effective and communicate the presentation's goals to the audience. Text and graphics should be appropriate both in content and appearance. Okay, so what this means is, PowerPoint is a visual aid, and that's what PowerPoint is. It's there to add, I guess, basically enhance your presentation. Most of the time you're going to have more than just bullet points and text on a presentation. Sometimes you're going to have charts, may have tables, may have images, something to help give the audience a visual representation of what you are trying to explain to them or share to them or teach to them. So number one, you want to make sure it communicates the point that you're trying to convey. All right. Next item, text and graphics should be appropriate in both content and appearance. So the text and graphics should be appropriate, meaning that they should fit the subject matter, whatever that is. Should be something that you would want to share with anyone at any time. And then appearance, that's more of the formatting. So let's say, for example, let's say that let's say I designed a slide. Let's see here. Let's go to design. Let's say I gave this slide a purple background. Okay. And well, let's see. Let's make it red. I tell you, let's make it red instead. So let's make it red here. And then let's make the text red. Alright, let's see what else I can do to this to make it harder to read. Shape fill, shape outline, shape effects, design, format background. Here we go. So let's do a solid fill of red in the background. Solid fill, should go red. Let's try that again. Alright, no fill, solid fill. There we go, red. Alright, so now you can see that red text on a red background doesn't work. Let's see. Blue background with red text. That's you may think that's easy to see, but if you back away from that screen, for example, I sit back in my chair, I can barely read that text because there's not a lot of contrast. However, if I go with a white background with red text, or even go with a normal color black text on white, then I can back away and I can read anything. The point being is you want to have a presentation that is easy to read. That means the font size should be large enough where the audience can see it. The contrast between the background and the color of the font should be such where it's very easy to discern the text from the background. So black and white is high contrast, red and blue is not. purple and blue is not. You want a light color on a dark color, or a dark color on a light color. Something to that effect. You know, the design of the slide, you don't want it to be too busy. You want it to be simple and to the point, but appear to be professional and be something that's aesthetically pleasing. The font itself, or the font face, we want something that's easy to read. You know, we want something like Arial or Times New Roman maybe. We don't want something that is like this. You can't read that. That is brush script something. Standard. You can't read that. Not from afar anyway. We certainly couldn't read anything like that. Can anybody read that? I could probably blow the font up to 20 and you'd still have a hard time reading that. Get the idea? So an effective presentation gives a visual representation of the subject matter. It's also easy to see, easy to read, and is aesthetically pleasing. Now, the one way to make sure that you do that is to use one of the preloaded themes or styles for your presentation. So you've got themes here, and you have all types of variants. So there's no need to try to come up with something that looks professional when there's options already available to you. Unless you have just a specific need, I highly recommend using one of the preloaded themes in Microsoft PowerPoint, just, you know, to save you time and make sure that you get something that looks professional. One thing that I always point out to my classes is that Microsoft Office is productivity software. So you should take advantage of that and use all the shortcuts and all the features and formatting that's available to you. You know, really, you should only have to provide the content, provide the data, and then take advantage of the formatting that's already there, and to complete whatever task it is that you have, whether it's create a PowerPoint presentation, create some other type of document or file in Microsoft Office. So just in general, that's what it's used for, and it's designed to make it very easy on you. All right, and I believe that was the last slide. Yes, so we are done. If you have any questions, send me an email.